bands that Mick Jagger hated the most. Mick Jagger is a tricky figure to pin down. His career has spanned over 6 decades, and he has been widely described as one of the most popular and influential frontmen in the history of rock music. He is also recognized for his distinct voice, energetic dance routines, dynamic stage presence during live shows, and his provocative countercultural persona. He has always been the most visible of rock stars, but also the most mysterious, the one you'll never figure out no matter how hard you try. However, like any public figure, he has garnered his share of critics and haters over the years. Here are 3 bands he hated the most. The Clash. Jagger's relationship with The Clash is a complex one. On one hand, he has stated that they were his favorite band among the original punk groups. "I mean, my favorite band of that period was The Clash, definitely," he said once. "They definitely had a dance sensibility, as well as a rock sensibility." However, as time passed and the original punk scene evolved, the band seemed to lose its appeal to him. Perhaps even worse than being hated, Jagger began to think the band was boring. "I don't feel connected with bands like The Clash, the bands that still play every night," he said. "I can only see them as repeats of everything that happened before. I think it's a bit unfortunate, too, but I think no one would disagree with me." Sex Pistols. The Sex Pistols' disdain for the Stones, dismissing them as outdated, didn't sit well with Jagger, who found their attitude disrespectful. The Rolling Stones and the Sex Pistols are 2 of the most well-known bands of all time, bringing an intimidating toughness to the emerging disco culture of the 70s. On their 1978 self-proclaimed New York record, Some Girls, their highest-selling album to date, the Stones clearly deliver a grungy, grittier vibe than their earlier releases. But, it's hard to say they were influenced by punk when they were the ones influencing it. Mick Jagger once said, "No matter what Johnny Rotten and Sid Vicious do, they can't be more disgusting than the Rolling Stones are in an orgy of biting. They've stopped short at violence. I think even Sid Vicious is basically a nice guy, but Johnny Rotten keeps talking bad about me. He'll get his rotten teeth kicked in one day." Aerosmith. Aerosmith went on to achieve great success and establish themselves as one of the most successful and enduring rock bands in history, with a sound and identity that is distinctly their own. While similarities may exist between the 2 bands in terms of influences, Aerosmith has carved out a unique place in the music industry with their own brand of rock music. After their 1975 album Toys in the Attic came out, they were considered one of the biggest acts around thanks to hits like Walk This Way and Sweet Emotion. Steven Tyler was rivaling Jagger as one of the world's leading frontmen, but he didn't impress the Stones singer. While Aerosmith is now considered a pioneering force in music, Jagger once found them to be a pale imitation of the Rolling Stones, particularly his own, unique stage presence. "Steven Tyler is nothing but a copycat, desperately trying to steal my style." Mick Jagger's strong opinions have shaped not only his career but the music industry as a whole. His critiques, whether you agree with them or not, reflect his commitment to musical authenticity and innovation. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know in the comments which bands you were surprised to see on Jagger's hate list. Until next time,